22,900 unusual options on WYNN Resorts. What do they mean? In this video, we are going to analyze these unusual options and then show you how we are trading WYNN based on these unusual options. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Today is May 22, 12:40 p.m. And these unusual options all happened about an hour and 30 minutes ago at 11:13 a.m. So if you ever want to be notified of unusual options, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you will be notified. As you can see, these trades were actually done with another one in conjunction at the same time, same second, at the 23 seconds. It was also this June 16, not only the September 15s, but it was all at the same 90 strike calls. For the Junes, it was 20,000 of them. And so let's take a look at the options chain for the Junes, since that one expires sooner than the Septembers. So when we look at the 90 strike calls, you'll see here that these 20,000s are here sitting at the volume here, and then the open interest here, there is 23,493 of them. And so what we believe is happening is that they are closing this trade. What they're doing is basically this is being closed at the 90 strike calls because this 93 delta is being rolled to the September, which is 116 days. So rolling it further out in time. And you'll see here, the 90 strike calls are over here. They reduce their deltas to 82. And you'll see here the volume of the 22,900 of them. This is definitely greater than the open interest of 5,268. So we know these are the opening orders, and the Junes were the closing orders. So they're essentially rolling it out, closing that up, buying the 90 strike calls. And so what that does is a bullish trade. Currently WYNN is at 109. And so as the price goes up on the x-axis, this will become profitable because this will be above this zero line on the y-axis. Anything above is profit. Anything below is a loss. So this is a bullish trade because as this goes down below that line, this is a loss. So this is bullish, and you can tell by the Greeks that this is an 82 delta with positive 82. So this is bullish. So how are we trading this? Well, because we don't want that negative 3.84 theta. However, we do want that Vega. We like the Vega. Why do we like the Vega? Because currently the volatility on WYNN, as you can see on the option statistics, is only at 7%. Quite low. And so we believe there's more potential for this IV, implied volatility, to increase since it is only at the 7th percentile. So this is quite low for WYNN. And so if volatility increases, Vega increases, then we want a positive Vega trade. And so what kind of trade are we going with? This kind of a strategy is right here. What we did to set up a trade initially is this 115 strike calls. We're buying it, and then we're going to go to the Julys, and then we're going to sell the 115 strike calls, essentially reducing our extrinsic value by half. Because you see here the extrinsic value is 3.8 here. And when you look at the Septembers here, this is 7.4. So we essentially are buying this extrinsic value, but then we're selling it so we can subtract it out. So essentially, we've reduced our extrinsic value by half. And that's good because we don't want so much extrinsic value because that is the actual cost of this options trade. And so by doing that, you'll see our trade here is this calendar spread here. And you'll see here at the 115, it is still bullish. You'll see here. As it goes up, it will be above this zero line on the profit loss. And so if it does rally to about 117, which is right here, still right here, at our expiration, the blue line is the expiration profit loss of expiration, then we could consider maybe to take some of the contracts off, because if it rallies too much, there could be a loss. If it rallies past 125, you'll see our break even is here. Doing a trade like this costs much less. It's only currently going for $360. But you'll see the reason why we want to pay less is because we want also this Vega, 7 Vega. It's quite a bit of Vega. And we also have this positive theta. We don't want any time decay on our trade. And we can still get a positive bullish delta trade. And so this is why we like this trade. And the reason why the 117 is an important number for us is because if you look at WYNN, this was about the highs for the 52-week high at 117. So if it breaks this high, then our trade, we will be possibly taking some of the profits off so that it doesn't start to get closer to this break-even point, where it could potentially be a loss if it rallies too much. There is a potential WYNN could rally. As you can see, if we look at the 3-year, WYNN was actually trading at 143. So that's back in 2021. So it could rally all the way up there, has that potential to break these resistances and make new highs. So we are well aware of that. And so we are going to take a cautious approach, and that's why this calendar spread is able to do that. You'll see our break even on the low end at expiration is actually at 107 here. So we can also start taking, creating basically a stop loss if this starts dropping below this level, around 101 here. Because at about 100, if it breaks this psychological level below $100, we'll most likely be exiting the trade. And with not much of a loss, you'll see here at $100 here, there's only about $100 loss, which is, and if we paid $360 for it, how much is that? $100 loss out of 360 is basically a 27% loss. So we could cut our losses as soon as possible so that we don't incur additional losses after that drop below the $100 psychological level. And so we're only losing 27% of this total amount of this 360 that we initially invested. So this is how kind of our plan with this trade. If WYNN does not continue to slowly make a recovery and starts to drop below, we'll be monitoring this. And so this calendar trade allows us to reduce our risk. You'll see here that this purple line is not as low. It doesn't go down. There's a slope here, so it's very conducive to a risk reduction model. Okay, so if you learned something or enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't, and comment below on what you think about WYNN Resorts. Thank you and take care.